soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing? And of course, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for choosing to join in Storytime this morning, or indeed whatever time of day it is where you are. But thank you indeed for joining us. And this is Storytime coming live to you from Oakland, California, early here, 6 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you indeed for being here. And I hope that you are ready for another fantastic book. And again, coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning to you, Travis Gold. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good to see you here bright and early. Thank you for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you and hope that you enjoy the story that we have for you today. Thank you indeed for joining us here on Storytime. And hello out there, Kathy. How are you doing today? And of course, Luna, how are you doing? And you're excited for this book. I am too. You got your snack and sat down and ready to watch. Wow, thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're excited and glad that you are ready. And yes, everybody else, like Luna, if you are ready, if you have, please do grab that snack to make this story time even better. Thank you so much for joining us here today out there in Ohio, where it is hot and humid today, but I hope that you are doing well. Good to see you here with us on Storytime. And indeed, whether you're joining us live like Luna or joining us for the recordings later on, well, thank you for taking the time to be here with us on Storytime. And yeah, whatever it is that we may be going through, remember that there is a rainbow. Yes, indeed, at the end of it all, there is a rainbow. And I'm glad that we're here together. This one came out in 2021, and it was at that time of that was peak pandemic, right? And I know that there's been a surge in different parts of the country, so and different parts of the world for sure. So just please be aware and just check out, see what you need to do, and maybe mask in certain areas for sure. And but we're glad to be here together, and glad that we went through that and are here now. And remember to get your vaccinations as needed. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Good to see you. This one is a classic coming from our friend here at Storytime, indeed, Grant SNIDER, and written by THERESA. TRINDER. Yes, this one is written by THERESA TRINDER, illustrations by Grant SNIDER, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you indeed for being here with us today on Storytime. Megan, good morning to you. We say we'll catch this later. Well, thank you so much indeed. Ari asked if we believed in unicorns were real and rainbows never ended. He will be delighted to hear today's story as a rainbow. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for sharing that connection from today. Absolutely appreciate you, and glad you could join us here on Storytime. And of course, as you'll be reading this or enjoying this later on, well, thank you for taking the time, and we hope that whatever you're up to at this point, if you'll be having a snack or having dinner, we hope that Storytime is the perfect companion for you. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. There is a rainbow. coming right up. Please get ready, get cozy, get comfortable, go grab that snack, just like Luna, and we'll be right back after this break to enjoy our story for today. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime.
Hi, friends. I'm Marietta Apollonio, the author and illustrator of Jack the Library Cat, and you are watching my family's favorite Storytime with Mr. Limata. Bye!
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and please do check out Marietta Apollonia's amazing books, including Jack the Library Cat. Do see those at your local library or wherever else that you find books. Thank you indeed for joining us here today. THERESA, TRINDER, and of course Grant Snider bring us this one today. There is a rainbow, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. See how this like takes you back into 2021. What were you doing? Where were you? Here we go. There is a rainbow, written by THERESA, TRINDER, illustrations by Grant Snider, and read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And I remember too, let's just look at um the dedications too in this one, and it says Charlie and August, of course, and everyone who helped light the way. And so it says for everything. Please remember, go back to that time. Remember all those like they're amazing too. I mean, the health workers were right in it. Everybody else that kept things going even deep into the pandemic. So appreciations one more time, and thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. Yes, indeed, so true, right? Megan, and say thank you for the reminder, the current COVID surge. It's a great time for people to mask up again. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for that reminder as well. Thank you for highlighting that, Megan. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. There is a rainbow, written by THERESA, TRINDER, illustrations by Grant Snider, and of course read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A story has a beginning and an end. Yeah. A story has a beginning and an end. There is a here, there is a there. A story has a beginning and an end. There is a here and there is a there. And there is something in between. So true. A story has a beginning and an end. There is a here, there is a there. And there is something in between. Yeah. On the other side of the screen, what's there? Who's there? Is anybody there? Is anything there? On the other side of the screen, there is a school. Yeah. On the other side of the screen, there is a school. Ah. On the other side of a window, what's there? Who's there? On the other side of a window, wow, there is a neighbor. Ah. On the other side of a window, there is a neighbor. Yeah. On the other side of the street, What's there? On the other side of a window, there is a neighbor. On the other side of the street, there is hope. On the other side of the street, there is hope. Yeah. On the other side of town, what's there? Who's there? On the other side of town, yeah, there is a voice. Yes, that loving voice, that familiar voice. On the other side of town, there is a voice. On the other side of a river, what's there? What do you think? Luna, what's on the other side of the river? On the other side of a river, there is light. Yeah. On the other side of a river, there is light. On the other side of a mountain, yeah, what's there? On the other side of a mountain, wow, there is a path. Yeah. On the other side of a mountain, there is a path. On the other side of sadness, what's there? Who's there? On the other side of sadness, well, there are hugs. Aww. Remember when I could finally hug people again? See loved ones again? Yeah. On the other side of sadness, there are hugs. On the other side of a storm, what's there? On the other side of a storm, there is a rainbow. Yeah. On the other side of a storm, there is a rainbow. Yeah. On the other side of today, yeah, on the other side of a storm, there is a rainbow. On the other side of today, well, there is tomorrow. Yeah, and hopefully it's better. On the other side of a storm, there is a rainbow. On the other side of today, there is tomorrow. Yeah. And that is the end of our story. And when we come back from the break, we're going to quickly read through the author's note, just a reminder of where we've come from and where we are today. Thank you so much for joining in today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. There is a rainbow. I hope you enjoyed this one. Coming to us from THERESA, TRINDER, Grant Snider, and of course, read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today on Storytime. I'll be right back after this very short break.
Hello, I'm Brianna Carzu, the author and illustrator of Lou, and you're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed, Brianna Kazu, author of amazing books. Again, do find Brianna Kazu on social media, and of course, find Brianna Kazu at briannakazu.com and get to enjoy all the amazing stories. Find them at your local library, including Lou. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And let's look at the author's note here coming to us from THERESA Trinder, and she says, in the spring of 2020, I wrote this book while staying home with my family to help stop the spread of COVID-19. There was loss, there was fear, but there were children, and all over the world they painted rainbows in their windows and drew messages on the ground to remind the world that we are in this together. My boys wanted to bring a rainbow to their grandmother, but they were struggling with social distancing. So I put on a mask and gloves and delivered their rainbow myself. I held my mom's hand a moment, then called from the car, "See you on the other side." I thought we will see each other on the other side. Yes, there are sad goodbyes, but there will be joyous reunions. And even though we can't reach out and touch one another right now, we can see one another, truly see one another if we try. It comforts me to think of families reading this book a year or many years from now, and to hope they are looking back on this time from a place that is safer, happier, more generous, and more just. I wonder if the rainbows will still hang in the windows. Yeah. And we're here today too, but remind us too that, we are here. I think it is a much better place, a much safer place. And remember to please do take your vaccines and do follow those health guidelines. And remember, there's a surge that is on right now to mask up, as we've been reminded as well by Megan. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And indeed, I hope that it is a safer, happier, generous, and more just place. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. There is a rainbow came to us from THERESA Trinder and of course Grant Snider, and we read it with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This has been Storytime for today on this beautiful Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember too that if you missed the 6 a.m. Pacific time live, you can always catch the recording at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Do check your local time to see what that will be, and of course, remember you can catch Storytime at any time that works for you at storytimewithmrlimata.com. Thank you indeed for being here. Absolutely appreciate you, and I'll catch you again tomorrow when we're back to wrap up the week with another exciting story. This has been Storytime for today. Much love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with another book. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of the stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading?